Okay, guys, wanted to come back today to basically speak to you guys about the whole situation that's going on in the schools where it seems like it's different shootings in different towns in different cities in different states every time you look on the news almost. And it seems like they just randomly happen. It doesn't matter if school is just beginning, if school is coming to a close. It's always going on. And if you don't hear about the actual shooting, you hear about some type of rumor that's going around on social media. And it just makes me sick to my stomach. And this just makes me think about why I started homeschooling my son originally. My son went to an elementary school and it was okay. It wasn't the best by far, but it was okay. And I tried my best his whole fifth and sixth grade year to get him transferred over to another school district. And neither one of my transfers would go through. It didn't matter if it was an optional school, it didn't matter what type of transfer it was, they would not accept him, and his grades were just fine. All A's and B's. He had never did anything wrong. And when his sixth grade year came around, the school that they were trying to send him to that was within our neighborhood, I know firsthand it was a horrible school to go to. Now, guys, this is only a middle school. It went from, let's see, the seventh. How did this go, guys? I think it goes from the seventh to the eighth grade. It only holds those two grades in there. But anywho, guys, it was a middle school. And it was actually attached. So you know how they named the schools the same thing. So it's the elementary, it's the middle, and the high school. And I knew from firsthand, I knew from teachers, I knew from the principal that the school was horrible. Kids was getting into fight. They would bring weapons. Literally, I stayed one street over from the school. Now, the neighborhood is your regular normal neighborhood. You have some bad spots, but where I stay in particular, wasn't that bad. But every single day, I would hear police cars and ambulances going, flying back and forth up there to the school every day, all day. And it never seemed to lighten up. Now, at one point, maybe when my son was in his second and third grade, they had turned the school building that was off to the back of the middle school. They had turned that into an alternative school. And I don't think it never really got back on track after that. It's almost like they just started blending all kids in one school. This is why I started sending my son, you know, to a online, to a virtual school, basically, because I didn't want to let him step out of our door and not know what's going on with him that whole day. I didn't want to be one of those people that literally had to, pray before my son leaves the house because, a prayer, it puts you in good spirits, but if something is going to happen, it's still going to happen. And I hate to, say it like that, but that's what was on my mind at the time. And so that's what got me into really homeschooling my son. Schools are so bad these days. Well, I won't say it's the schools. It's the children that goes to the schools, and I blame it mostly on some, not all, guys, some of the parents. Now, I know in certain situations that goes on where, the things that happened recently, Sometimes the parent had no clue. The child seemed just like their self. They didn't seem combative. They didn't seem irritated or anything like that. But I know where I stay at, and in some of the schools, high school, middle schools, elementary schools that's around me, the kids are very volatile. It don't take much to make them explode. I I don't want to hold you guys, but there's been so many stories on my local news about kids jumping kids, kids breaking kids' nose, face, ribs, and some more stuff. And that's just something that I didn't want to worry about. That's the reason why I get so up in arms when people say homeschooling is only for kids that have problems and different things like that. Sometimes people homeschool their kids just because they don't want their kids in that type of environment. And people would throw off, well, you think your kids are better than, my kids, or your kids are no better. It's not about that. I just don't want to put my kids in an environment where they might get harmed, and I can't be there to protect them. And a lot of people have a lot of myths going around about homeschooling. It's not, going to school. You don't learn anything. Yes, you do. Even if my kids wasn't going to a public tuition free school, I will still be there to teach them. I don't know what to tell you in the way that you feel and your reasons on why you want to send your child to homeschool, or the reasons why you don't want to. But I want us to start urging parents and guardians to look into homeschooling. I will list some things on my website. It's divadedicated.com. And I'm going to make a fresh, brand new page dedicated to homeschooling, because I really think there's a lot of people that don't know about homeschooling. If you have a computer, your child can be homeschooled. Most of the time, they will send your child a computer. I know I went through K-12 and I went through that whole process, and they actually sent my daughter a laptop, and I had no clue. They sent her a laptop and a printer and had ink. The only thing I had to do was get the paper. Guys, homeschooling is like your regular, normal schooling. My kids go to a public tuition free online school. It is possible. You don't have to pay anything out of your pocket, even if you don't choose that route and you choose a route to pay, or you want to choose another route to do it. Guys, really start thinking about homeschooling your child. It's almost where now their life is at stake. If you're worried about will your child be able to socialize with other children, my son has a Discord, and he have children from his online school on his Discord. They have outings. They get to chat through Blackboard. They can give each other email. They can chat through Skype. They can chat through Google. There are so many different ways for your child to socialize. They can still be in, some type of football. And if you want them to be in some type of club, that's also possible. I will put all these things on my website. Please give me time. If I put this video up and my website is not really ready, which it should be, I will have so many resources there for you guys. Please, there's so many different forms of homeschooling. There are so many different ways that you can do it. We have to start protecting our own kids and make your child accountable, whether they're, just being a kid or whether they're volatile. Make your child be accountable. If you know that you have a child that's volatile and you don't know what to do about it, there are ways to get help. Get help for your child. Any child can be homeschooled. A lot of kids are crying out for help. a lot of kids seem like they're happy, and just because they seem like they're happy, you never actually stop them to talk to them. I talk to my kids all of the time to see if they're happy. Do they want to actually go to a brick and mortar school? Are they happy where they are? What's going on in their lives? Did they have anything that triggered them for the day? What was the highs and the lows? Is there any problems? I stay talking to my kids. Talk with your child, whether you choose the online schooling, homeschooling, whatever you want to call it, or the regular brick and mortar. Start talking with your child. It shouldn't take times like this for, to really shake people up, to talk with their kids. Talk with your child. Know what they're doing. Know where they are. If they're still in school and still in your household, know what they're doing. Know where they are. Know You need to know everything about them. I cannot stress this enough, guys. Please start paying attention, start asking these questions. A lot of parents don't want to be bothered, or they feel like the child is old enough that they should already know how to do this, or they should already know not to get in trouble. That's why it's so much chaos. And a lot of kids, they may know something and they may not be a part of it, but they are afraid to say something. Like, it was an instance on the news about the recent things that just happened, and the boy said that one of the teenagers that was involved in the whole thing, he would actually say out in class, if he drop a pencil, this may happen. If he drop a pencil, that may happen. And he just started dropping pencils at random times. Now, I can guarantee you that the teenager that heard that, he didn't think to tell his parents that because he thought nothing of it. But if his parents would, if parents would start sitting down, I won't say his parents per se, but if parents start sitting down, and that's for everybody, because I used to do it. I just used to assume that my son was fine and everything was fine until, it just dawned on me to sit down and start asking questions. And I have been doing this, guys, for now. He's 14. I've been doing this for a very long time now. You know, Speaking like school wise, I did it when he was in kindergarten, first and second and third and fourth. And I think his fifth grade year, I kind of slacked back. And then there was some incident that happened at the school, and I basically snapped back on. And, the whole homeschooling thing, speak with your children. Talk to your nieces, talk to your nephews, see what's actually going on. Just breathe that pride and eye. Just be there for them. Don't be so quick to judge. If they tell you some, you know how to take it and receive it, and you know what to do with it after that, because you're not done. Start talking to them and know that homeschooling is an option. I started with an online school through the school system, and then I went to k12.com. But guys, I will have a link down in the description box, and it'll say homeschooling, and the link right next to it, it'll take you to so many resources that I'm about to put up. I'm going to work the rest of the night on this. But guys, kids matter. Kids are our future. We have to lead them in the right direction. No matter what choice that you choose, make sure you have a listening ear. Don't be so quick to judge.